I haven't explored Wallaru yet, but I have seen these Wallaru spells and some of them are amazing. My name is Tntosion and even as an Australian I didn't even know what some of these spells were, but what I can say is I Kingsisle be smoking some Grendel weed because Count Dracula man lives in Transylvania. That's all the way in Romania. How is this Australian? Get out of here. Okay, so I'm going to order the list. I'm going to order the list from best animation to worst animation, and the best looking spell is by far the Balance. It's also the most relevant spell to Australia because everyone learned about the Rainbow Serpent in high school. The Rainbow Serpent is the main Dreamtime story that you learn about in Aboriginal culture because it created the water holes, and if there is water then there is life. So without the Rainbow Serpent there is no life, so it is seen as the creator god by Indigenous people. But then what created the Rainbow Serpent if there was no life to begin with? That will be the creator spirits that created land, the sky, the rocks, etc. So Kingsisle did an amazing job with this spell where this artwork was the inspiration on how the snake would look like, and then you can see the creator spirits in the animation where it kind of looks like an octopus. So if we analyze the animation, it starts off by zooming into a waterhole, and this is what a waterhole looks like in Indigenous artworks. Then we have the story of the Rainbow Serpent with the creator spirits as a cave painting, which is accurate to how Indigenous people remembered their stories. And then you got like the sun and the people, the Indigenous people, and so all of that on the cave painting summarizes the dreaming, and the dreaming is how life came to be. So 10 out of 10 animation. If you were a noob in Unicorn Way and you saw this animation, you would think like Wizard 101 such a cool game, right? The next spell is one of my favorites, the Dropbear. It looks like a fire spell because of the dual school aspect, so it's MILF, and I love that they made this into a spell because Dropbears is basically a meme in Australia where we tell foreigners to look out for the Dropbears, which are highly vicious creatures living in the trees waiting to drop down and attack whoever that passes by. So it's not real. It's a meme because everyone thinks that Australia, you know, is dangerous. Everything's out to kill you. Everyone's over exaggerating how dangerous Australia is, and so then we play into that over exaggeration by warning you guys about the Dropbears. And then in the animation we also have burning trees, which represents the bushfires in Australia that often sadly endanger the koalas due to climate change. The next spell I had to research what a bunyip is because we're not taught about fake things in school. So the bunyip is a mythical creature that lurks in swamps, waterholes, billabongs, etc. In the Dreamtime stories, the bunyip was a water spirit that would kill anyone who overfished the area, but also it would take children in if they got too close to the water. So it serves as an educational story of greed, where you should only take what you need, and that the swamp is not a safe place for kids to play in. And the people at Kingsisle actually did a very, very, very amazing job designing how this mythical creature looks like in reference to the other interpretations. And, you know, they did their research into Indigenous history where, you know, even I didn't even know what this was. It's just a mythical creature. And in the animation, there's skeletal remains in the water with all the things that it killed. Now, back in the day, people were trying to find if a bunyip was actually real, because in Australia we had megafauna, which are these huge creatures that look absolutely insane. So if those were real, then maybe a bunyip was real. But eventually it was concluded that the bunyip is just a mythical creature, same as the Dropbear. They are both fake. When I first saw the death spell, it reminded me of the phantoms in Minecraft. But then Google, amazing Google, says that it's a Wobbegong shark, which is basically a carpet shark that lives in shallow coastal waters in Australia. Its skin makes it so that it looks camouflaged and ambushes on fish that swim by. With the animation, Kingsisle did some creative reimagining where it's flying around with the ghost of its prey. So instead of waiting for the fish, it chases the fish around and then ambushes it. You know what spell surprised me the most? Xander as our bandit. The most iconic bandit in Australia is Ned Kelly, which was a bushranger who retaliated and shot the police because they were corrupt and favoured the wealthy people. When Ned Kelly was young, he saved a kid from drowning in a creek, and he was rewarded with a green silk sash for his heroic act. This sash is what Xander wears. Ned Kelly began a life of crime because his family was poor, so they stole stuff trying to survive. In 1878, a warrant was issued for Ned's brother, leading to a policeman investigating their house. But the policeman lied, saying that he was being shot, and their mother was soon arrested, while Ned and his brother fled into the bush. Because of this injustice, the Kelly gang was created, and the 4 main members of the gang can be seen in the animation. I'm surprised though that Kingsisle didn't include the iconic metal armor that he wore, which basically it was homemade, wielded to protect himself from a shootout against the police, and then during the shootout where he eventually got shot in the leg because, well, that his legs weren't protected. I don't know why Matt didn't think his leg wouldn't get shot, but yeah, anyways, under all of that armor during the shootout, he was also wearing the sash. So that's the lore of Ned Kelly. I haven't explored Wallaru yet, so I'm not sure why Xander is a bandit, or even if he is a bandit. But if he does turn out to be one, that's pretty funny that your life professor is a criminal. I don't think he's a bandit though, because in the Wallaru poster it says Ned Kelly, which is basically Ned Kelly, so it's probably like a different NPC representing Ned Kelly. Now this ice spell, you guys gotta help me explain how Count Dracula relates to Australia. I know that it's a cane toad, which is why it is holding a cane, but yeah, I don't know why it's Count Dracula. Maybe because cane toads are cold-blooded reptiles, hence the blood-sucking as a vampire. But a cane toad is native to America. It is also an invasive species to Australia, but as an ice spell, it should have been like a blue-tongued lizard, which is iconic to Australia, or even a fairy penguin or a blue bottle jellyfish, which when you go to our beaches you are heavily warned about them. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. This ridiculous. Alright, fire, I'm sorry, your animation is the worst out of all of them, but I found it really funny when I finally figured out what this spell was, because I'm like, what thing in Australia looks like a little gremlin bullying the crap out of a leprechaun? Why is there fireworks? Why is there like a dartboard and a accuracy board? It turns out it's just Kingsisle's goofy interpretation of a Tasmanian devil from Tasmania. Hence the red devil horns and the pun in the name, Phantasmania. Although I still have no clue why there's a fireworks or archery board. Kingsisle just goober. Thanks everyone for watching. My next video is going to be Australian reacts to Wallaru, so don't forget to like and subscribe.